Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Continuing with the BJCP style guidelines, we're going back to category 27 historical beer and focusing specifically on pre-prohibition lager. There's no number or letter designation for it. All right, so overall impression, a clean, refreshing, but bitter pale lager, often showcasing a grainy sweet corn flavor. All malt or rice-based versions have a crisper and more neutral character. The higher bitterness level is the largest differentiator between this style and more modern mass-market pale lagers with a more robust flavor profile also sets it apart. And for that, I've got one of the last of the commercial examples is Anchor California lager. And like they made a point of saying like this is like a real pre-prohibition lager, which it's similar to Anchor Steam as far as I can tell, but it's not exactly the same. All right, so let's check the comments history, all that stuff. So it's quite long. I would pause and read this because it's pretty interesting. The characters, this is interesting too. 6-row barley with 20% to 30% flake maize, corn, or rice to dilute the excessive protein levels. Modern versions may be all malt, which this is. In fact, it's actually a smash. It's just 2-row malt and cluster hops. Yeah, Native American hops such as clusters. There you go. Traditional continental hops or modern noble type crosses are also appropriate. So style comparison, similar balance and bitterness as modern Czech premium pale lagers like a Pilsner or Kel, but exhibiting Native American grains and hops from the era before U.S. Prohibition. More robust, bitter, and flavorful than modern American pale lagers, and often with higher alcohol. So, happy about that. Look at our vitals, 25 to 40 IBUs. That's, quite bitter compared to your average Bud Miller Coors. 3 to 6 SRMs and 4.5 to 6% ABV. This one's actually 4.9. All right, so I've been rambling. Let's get into the review. Well, the first thing I'm smelling when I'm smelling is that this does smell like a classic pale lager, but cleaner. Like I'm not smelling any corn. It might be like a tiny little bit of like DMS in here or something, but because like it does have like that just kind of beer pale lager smell to it, but so I'm smelling I'm smelling the 2-row. There's a little bit of sweetness in there. It's not like Doppelbock sweet, but it's certainly not bone dry either. As far as the hops, like they're hard to pick out. Like it's just they're cluster hops, so I think like it's a naturally kind of mild kind of hop flavor, just kind of just your earthy floral kind of thing. Nothing citrusy. I don't think I would call it. I wouldn't call it spicy either. But otherwise, clean fermentation. I don't think there's any yeast esters in there or anything like that. So. Pretty good smelling pale lager. So let's check the specs on Aroma. Low to medium grainy, corn-like or sweet maltiness may be evident, although rice-based beers are more neutral. Yeah, so they said sweet maltiness, true. Medium to moderately high hop aroma with a range of character from rustic to floral to herbal spicy. A fruity or citrusy modern hop character is inappropriate. Essentially, they said at least medium. I'd say it's more of a medium-low. Clean lager character, true. Low DMS is acceptable. All right, okay. Not going to hit it on that. May show some yeast character as with modern American lagers, allow for a range of subtle supporting yeast notes. Yeah, I mean, I think the hops are a little low on this, but otherwise it's pretty much right there. So I'm going to go 10 out of 12. Is that a little generous? I don't know. All right, so appearance, well, classic pale lager. Actually, it's a little bit darker. It's a lot darker than your average Bud Miller Coors. Very dark golden, almost like IPA territory. I'd say it's about a 5 SRM, maybe even 7. I mean, it's definitely not a 2. So I'd say 4 to 7 SRM. Outside on a sunny day, it's a 4. Inside, it's closer to a 7. And, it's pretty clear. Got condensation in the glass. And it had about 2-finger of foam when I poured it. It hasn't evaporated yet, so pretty good looking beer. Let's check the specs on that. Appearance. Yellow deep gold color. Substantial, long-lasting white head. Bright clarity. I'm going to give that the full 3 out of 3. Let's see how it tastes. Cheers. So kind of the same thing, like I said, with the nose. I smell the nose. It reminds me of pale lager, but it's cleaner and like a little bit more of everything. Same thing with the taste. So I'm drinking this, and like I'm immediately, if I could snap my left hand, I'm immediately reminded of, again, pale lagers, but cleaner. Like I am not tasting corn or rice or any kind of nasty acetaldehyde or metallic kind of things like that from your cheap lagers. So I'm getting like kind of a lot of that real authentic 2-row, definitely in the like a German Pils. Well, actually, maybe closer to a Czech Pilsner kind of range because it's quite sweet. Although I don't think I'd go as far as say it's like graham cracker. I'm definitely tasting the hops and the bitterness. Again, the hops don't really have a whole lot of distinctive character to them. Just kind of a typical, earthy floral thing. I would not call it spicy. It's certainly not citrusy at all. Just kind of like a dry bitterness, but enough to balance it out. Not that it's like a really robust palate to begin with. It's certainly stronger and like more complex than a 2A International Pale Lager or a 1B American lager. So let's check the specs on flavor. Lost my flavor. Here we go. Medium to medium-high maltiness with a grainy flavor and optionally a corn-like roundness and impression of sweetness. Yeah, no corn here. And then, even though I was smelling like a little bit of DMS, I don't think I really tasted any. Just maybe a tiny little bit. Substantial hop bitterness stands up to the malt and lingers through the dry finish. I don't know if I'd say substantial, but I mean certainly noticeable, especially for the style. Lingers through the dry finish. Yeah, it's definitely finish is much more dry than it is sweet. All malt and rice-based versions are often crisper, drier, and generally lack corn-like flavors. True. Medium to high hop flavor with a rustic, floral, herbal, spicy character. Yeah. So, again, I'd say it's taste medium, but smells closer to a medium-low. Rustic, floral. Yeah. They say rustic. I think it's just an adjective of earthy. Medium to high hop bitterness, which should neither be overly coarse nor have a harsh aftertaste. Again, true. The medium for a pale lager, not like when I think medium, I think like pale ale type levels of hoppiness and flavor. Allow for a range of lager yeast character as with modern American lagers, but generally fairly neutral. I would agree with that. I'm going to give this, I think, a 17. It's right there for the spec. It tastes good, and it's not absolutely magically delicious, but it's pretty good. Mouthfeel. It's about medium light body, closer to a medium probably, and medium. Maybe medium high carbonation. It's not nearly as spastic as your mass market adjunct lagers, but yeah. So it's a fairly light beer. It's 4.9 ABV, very drinkable. Well, it's sort of refreshing. But and it finishes a little bit dry, a little bit of like that kind of starchy kind of aftertaste. But yeah, good drinkability on this one. I mean, you can see how quick I'm drinking this thing down. Let's take the specs on mouthfeel. Mouthfeel, medium body with a moderately rich, creamy mouthfeel. Yeah, I'd say it's certainly a smooth texture on there. Smooth and well lagered, medium to high carbonation levels. All right, so it's right there for the style. I am going to go. I think I'm going to give that the full 5 out of 5, maybe a 4. I'm going to say 5. Overall impression. I mean, for the style, I'm going to say 9. I mean, it seems to be living up to everything here. And I certainly think it could pass as like anything else. As like a Vienna, well, maybe not a Vienna lager, but certainly a 2A it could pass as. But I mean, they're calling it a pre-prohibition lager, and I'm judging it to those specs, and it's living up to it really well, and it's scoring really well. I get a 44 out of 50. It's a 9 out of 10. I don't think I would go as far as say it's a perfect 10, just because I think the hops are a little, and like this bottle's only like 4.5 months old. The hops may have dropped a little, but fresh off the bottling line might be a different story. So. Yeah, 44 out of 50, 9 out of 10 for Anchor California Lager. For me personally, it's about a 6 or 7, but yeah, it's good. So thanks for Anchor sending me this beer because I could not find it around here. Thanks you guys out there for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.